and we don't live that close to each other, but we're psyched to get this started. So we're going to start a Purple Cast. Because the point for us is really like, what happened to the fucking middle? It's insane between the algorithms that feed your bubble, right? Your that protected zone where only the information you already believe in is shown to you. Um, yeah, that's like a real side effect of this launching of bombs across the middle from one extreme to the other. And it's like I tell you, boom, boom, you do have a magic 8 ball. If anybody has a question for the 8 ball, may hear it. I'll get you six, sir. Xfinity ass. Xfinity ass is what is. Fix this camera a little bit. You tell me too. Good heavens. Paying attention, boy. There we go. All right. Camera, 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 camera. It's Liana. Dax, what's going on, Dax? Yeah, BBYM. Yeah, sorry. Your live's restricted, buddy, and I don't know who you are. But if you get in the chat and we talk for a minute and you're cool, maybe we do. I still reference Super Trooper 3. You know what? Super Troopers, okay. The first one, I had some laughs, and I was never a big fan of those. Was it Twisted Lizard or whatever that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, but what was Club Dread or whatever? They're just, they're not that good. They're not that good. I'm a snot. When it comes to comedy, they have to be fucking good. I don't truck with shitty comedies. But like Broken Lizard, thank you. Yeah, Twisted Lizard, Tilted Kill, Broken Lizard. What does that even mean, my friends? So Richard Rock is with us. Use a lot of numbers. Get a username, bud. Yeah, if you want to co-host, then get in the chat and talk to us a little bit. Sci-Fi Original is a refined taste. Sharknado for the win. Sci-Fi Channel, you mean? Yeah, wow. What a weird thing that turned into, didn't it? A reptile of some sort, is I feel. I guess so. I feel like there's a sexual reference there. Like, I can't do it tonight. I think the lizard's broken. Jesus never existed, says the coder. Yeah, well, whenever the people start arguing about whether Jesus existed or not, in the end, I only have one answer. Who fucking cares? If he did exist, he wasn't God. Yeah, an atheist is like, it's a moot point. I found mythicism is interesting as shit because I don't believe that the biblical Jesus existed in any way that's recognizable by that text there. But the wandering ascetic rabbi was an archetype. There was probably a lot of guys who wandered the desert, eschewing material goods and probably on neurodivergent, so we say. If not outright mentally ill, right? But those people were left alone because people in the day, you didn't know how to diagnose. He thought maybe that guy had a direct line to God. A lot of those people were really feared / respected and left alone, right? He was like, that guy's touched, and they don't mean touched; they mean touched in the head by God, right? The Slee Stacks, yes. Happy Father's Day, woke white man. How you doing? Thank you very much, Lauren. Ryan is a. So yeah, went to see Emo Phillips last night at a comedy club. Did I mention that already? You guys remember Emo Phillips from the day? Weird dude with the Prince Valiant odd haircut, and it's kind of fidgety, a little weird with the weird delivery. And I remembered him, but not in any kind of specific way, like his jokes and stuff. Here in Kenosha Comedy Club, $20 to see this dude. It was 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. He had another guy opening, two comedians. Nice room. It wasn't a tiny room. It's bigger than a lot of comedy clubs I've been in. It was like a banquet hall room of a local hotel. Here in Kenosha, town of 100,000 people, got a comedy club. And they consistently get like names you've heard. Not like, obviously A-listers right now, but J.J. Jackson, Stephen Wright was there. All these ex-SNL people that are on the trail. Chris Kattan, Tom Arnold's coming again. None of these names are necessarily terribly impressive, but Emo Phillips, a big name. That guy did some unique shit and created a real persona and a real kind of niche of his own in comedy in the day. And it was fun. I like for $20 for that kind of entertainment. He was actually clever. He made like a bunch of anti-religious jokes. That was awesome. He goes, yeah, I live in LA now. I'm not a Scientologist. because I never liked stupidity, even when it wasn't evil. You haven't seen Tom for I don't maybe his stand-up's funny, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, holy crap, I can go to Daryl Hammond's coming. I go see for $20. I go see Daryl Hammond crack some jokes, and you probably get to say hi to him afterwards, right? Have a drink. Deliverance to Warner Brothers breakout movie Donald Trump Epstein starring Squeal Like a Piggy. Gary and Zelser, I love that. Is some stream of conscious shit right there. Southern Love on the Island Where Everything Goes, Donald Trump starring. Like, you need to write in English, buddy. Deliverance to Warner Brothers breakout movie Donald Trump Epstein starring Squeal Like a Piggy. I give you one. That's pretty good. I don't really understand it, but it's funny. Sneak Attack, thanks for the rose. Thanks for that. I saw that hard hat. Is that you, Mike? I love you guys. Isa joined. Isa becoming a popular name for black chicks after the what's her face got kind of famous on HBO. Isa's the Arabic word for Jesus. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to put a smile on your face. Thank you. Have a great day too, my friend. Thank you for coming. Chicken Bucket Charlie, what's up? Thanks for the follow, Chicken Bucket Charlie. That's the coolest name I've heard today. You like chicken? I can't resist. Fried chicken, I'm sorry. Ooh. Well, yes. Ooh. What's up, man? Un silbido. Oh. What does that mean, buddy? Silbido? I have to look that up. Excuse me for a second. Let's see this. Silbido. I know a lot of friggin' words in Spanish, and that one you got me, man. Translate. Somebody can beat me to it. I'd be happy to see it. Silbido. Whistle. Oh, a whistle. Okay, un silbido. I never knew the word for the actual whistle. Thank you, my friend. The verb is chiflar, right? Una chifle, a whistle, but that would be the sound. I guess this is the instrument, right? Un silbido. Here's my buddy Saul El Pelon Rutherford joined. I love it. Thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Like I said, I was in North Carolina last week for the boys' graduation, so we jumped off the air for a week. So I wanted to make sure I got out today. I won't really stay on for too long probably today, but gotta keep that little bit of momentum going, right? I posted a fucking video about Trump's green ass. Did you see this fucking shit? Trump is the president of Pond Scum. Here's for you, President Pond Scum. What a fuck up, right? And people are all like, yeah, Obama spent more. Yeah, Obama actually fixed it. Trump painted it and completely fucking fucked it up. Then he had to spend more to try to fix the algae. Shut up. Live restart. I said something about Trump. See if they kick me right off. Trump is the stupidest, worst president that's ever been. They kick me right off. He's got a team of guys listening to TikTok Live. I feel like that's what's going on. Right in the White House, he's got a team of, this guy said something bad. Morning, Rutherford, love you. Milky Michaela Al, AI. Milky Michaela, AI. Patrick OG, what's up, man? Consuming substances in this live could what? What if I? Is this because I went like this? Are you high? I'm not consuming anything. That's some bullshit, man. I actually put that down. I haven't vaped in days because it's just, after a while, making me feel shitty. Who's listening? George Washington. You're right. I'm listening. I don't understand what that means. I have something to say about Wait, okay. I have something to say about Trump, something you can't argue with, something he's really good at. He's really good at being a bad example. He is, because he's enabled all the people who just, underneath they've had these feelings simmering, right? Where they hate Mexicans and they hate black people and they hate hip hop. Ooh, you like rap? I'm a 62-year-old man, and hip hop was not my thing when I was a kid and when I was growing up, and I probably had some of those immature, shitty attitudes about it. But if you can't find something in hip hop that touches you now, you're an idiot. It's such a huge genre. and it's so full of fucking great shit. But this is the kind of fucking shit we get, and Trump's that guy. So what do we get for entertainment? Kid Rock. Who's less relevant than fucking Kid Rock and Brett Michaels? And Trump's out there. Only people that'll support him or show up for his shit are people who are so culturally irrelevant that it's a joke. Now we got Kiss in the Kennedy Center. I hope they get removed. Can you remove somebody from the Kennedy Center? As soon as this shitbird is dead, I feel like they ought to just go in and be like, you know what? Your pro wrestler that you're in love with, even though you won't admit your own homosexual feelings because you're a phobe and a piece of shit. Nobody likes it. We're not going to have it anymore. We're not going to let it in the Kennedy Center. And, they took his fucking ugly name off it. Kids these days, yeah, the 90s were better. Everybody like that. Are you high? No, clear. Yeah, I guess you're probably right, Rutherford. Some communists. It was Marxists, right? Made their marks on that reflecting pool. That's pretty good stuff. Auto-tunes by a time slot, Backstreet Back, Platitude Shelf. Don't know what that means. My guy, I got to give you one, though. Platitude Shelf. Love that. Parrot, man. Thanks for the likes, gang. Thanks for that. Somebody's blasting on those likes. Thanks for joining, man. What the fuck? It's the Atheist Underground. That's right. Atheism taking it right in the ass right now. Ooh. Had a moment maybe 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Atheism, secularism. And now it's like we got President Tard is the Orange Menace. Old Dumb Donald. That's what we're calling him now. Remember the Cosby Kids? Old Dumb Donald was a character. You couldn't even name a TV character that these days because you can't say the word dumb, and apparently you can't call anybody dumb, even though they're evidently dumb. When I found out that they are, or a cigar, right? I bet you they're just the algorithm is putting when I go, they probably think that's a cigar or something else, right? But yes, consuming substances really can feature what? Pencil erasers? What are we fucking talking about? TikTok's so fucking bogus. It's ridiculous. You guys suck, Of course I know what that just looked like, but they don't even warn me about that. Yeah, I don't care. Sound is back. Oh, was it gone? Is that what they did? They kicked the sound out? Music isn't music. It's a commercial. Fame is sponsored, not earned. Oh, okay. I feel like some music is music. You wouldn't let your children around me for 1 minute, but you like watching my lives, don't you? Those are probably my children, as a matter of fact, if I recall correctly. Thank you, Joni. Oh, are you Trumpy, or do you don't like swears? What did I do to offend you, Joni? There's always a Trumpy troll on. You're like, Biden was better, right? Yeah, I like that. As soon as you rank on Trump, they think that you've liked Biden, right? Yeah, the pedophile in chief. I love that. Thank you. You recognize a whack job. Well, it takes one to know one, doesn't it? Let me see. Oh, yeah, I don't know. You know what? And my volume button on my phone went up and down for no reason. I didn't even touch it. I'm telling you though, you know they're listening. Your phone's always listening to you. People are like, no, it's not. I'm like, my phone knows when I say, "Hey Siri," so how is it not always listening to me? You're an idiot. Put an idiot. What are? I have 3 children. They're Father's Day, and my son's an amazing person. He just bought me lunch or breakfast, I suppose, and yeah, Joni, you're maybe you can talk to us about what I've said today that makes you think I should stay away from children. And I probably should stay away from your children because they're probably imbeciles and psychopaths like you. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I'm not a Hallmark holiday guy. I think that stuff's just weak, right? It's like, you know what? When corporate entities tell you how to spend your money and then work up a whole social system to shame you if you don't. Yeah, I'm not about it. Valentine's Day, and then there's not one in October. We have to go a whole year. Let's make Sweetest Day, and then we'll just like everybody's got to be like getting ragged at for not helping out on Sweetest Day. Tony Van Dam, what's up? Catholic priests should stay away from children. Well, children should stay away from Catholic priests, right? I mean, that's probably the better way to look at that. There's people who drop their kids off at church. Oh boy, yeah, emo. He had another what was the other religious joke? You can't. What is something Mormons aren't supposed to do? Oh, coffee, right? I guess I didn't know this. Mormons can't drink coffee. So the guy's like, yeah, apparently Mormons can't drink coffee, and I don't really remember the arc of the joke, but in the end, it was, well, I drink coffee because it at least it keeps me from being Mormon. What is life without coffee? I don't know. I've never been. I like coffee, but it's not because of caffeine. I used to be addicted to Coca-Cola. I could drink Coca-Cola until I fell asleep at night. I was never. Caffeine doesn't jump me up like that in the quantities that it's available in fucking coffee. I like coffee. Ever since I was 12 and I got really cold, and we found a lodge. We were out in the woods working on some civic project, and we got let into the lodge at a camp. After doing this all morning in the fall or the early spring, it was just cold as shit. And I was 12, and there was like a bigger kid with me, 15 maybe. And we just got in that lodge, found some instant coffee, shitty old fucking Nescafe, right? And made it. He's like, yeah, watch this. This is gonna do it. And I drank that instant coffee and was instantly liked coffee. Because the little kids don't really like coffee; it's bitter, right? I'm a black coffee guy. Like my coffee black, like my women. Thoughts about government regs for what is a legit religion? I don't know. What there shouldn't be any. Congress shall make no law regarding religion. So what kind of government regulations for what is a legit religion? Now, there's already things that they've outlawed. And then we're speaking of the Mormons, that's the big one in my mind, right? There is no real religious freedom because the Mormons were forced to give up a religious tenet of theirs in order to be American. So right from the get-go, it's like, yeah, okay, sooner or later the government, if it really sees it's in their interest, they're going to do something about something like that. But no, I mean, that's why there's cults everywhere, because there are no regulations on what's a real religion. But these assholes in the office now, right? The Pentagon is, and Pete Kegsbreath is, paring down the list of accepted religions because they don't want Satanists, right? They don't want Wiccan. They don't want anybody fringe. It's okay if you're a Jew. We'll make fun of you, but you can at least be that. It's okay if you're a Muslim in the army, I expect, but you better not be too Muslim, right? Yeah, the Moonies. So the warning on here says consuming substances featured in this live could harm your. Yeah, that's I went like this, I think, and they think it's a cigar or a joint or I don't fucking know. They say, and I'm like, okay, I vape a lot, and I was vaping THC, but I don't put it on the camera if I do that. But I gave it up. It's not even with me. I quit it the other day, and now I get a whistle, and I it's gone though. I think that thing is gone. PC and HR Dilbert is the better. Don't know what that is. I remember them from the movie Airplane. No atheists or Jedis. No Jedi, right? Well, I mean, atheism is not a religion, so you just can't claim it as a religion. Which in the end, it's like it's not a religion. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Right? Am I not wrong though, right, Joshua? My guy, one for you, man. I'm not sure if I got you a two. Queen Amber. I love my queens. What's up, Queen? Lincoln Bayou. I've had Hari Krishnas pop up in my live. Wow. Okay. I haven't seen a Hari since the 70s, man, but I do love a saffron robe. Yeah, the Haris were a thing, for a minute, and a little bit obnoxious with the handouts, but at least they're not. least they're not fucking the government up. Yeah, finally. You know what? I don't know. I'm not sure which religion I would least like to have invade my block where I live than Christianity. I'd rather live on a block of Muslims. I'd rather live on a block of Jew. I'd rather live on a block of Wiccan. Rather live on a block of Satanists. Rather live on a block full of pagans, Wiccans, anything than evangelical Christians. Have you fucking seen these Karens? Oh my God! Yeah, well, Harrison was a spiritualist who embraced the Eastern philosophies, my friend. Ooh, my sweet Lord. Yeah, he liked the Krishnas. I have traveled a lot. I like to travel as much as I can. I'm a little bit tied down from lack of money and a job that I can't really get away from very much right now. That's my lot in life. But yeah, I'm fairly well traveled compared to the average American piece of shit who's never been anywhere but Idaho and hates people he's never seen because they're not like him. They don't fish a lot. George Harrison, gone too soon, but you miss Boston? The city or the band? Lost all my model trains. Yeah, I was a model train guy. That's what it's all about. But the podcast just started as the Atheist Underground, and that reminded me of the London Underground. And I'm a train guy anyway. And, Underground Railway, leading people out of psychological emancipation. A bunch of okay, so it just became a brand, But I lost the model trains in like a misunderstanding where a guy threw away a bunch of shit in a place where I was storing stuff. Really, really upset about that. Oh, well, you can go back to Boston. I can't help you with the band very much. They're probably mostly dead. But Boston, yeah, I blame them for inventing 70s stadium rock. And if I got to pick one of those bands, it'd probably be Boston. But man, did they kick the door open on a really oily genre of bad music. Thank you, Boston, for giving us Foreigner and Journey. And what's the worst band than Journey? Good Christ. And Neil Schon, man. Carlos Santana's hand-picked successor, a mentor and an apprentice, and then he leaves and he's in Journey. That's what he does. What a waste of Speedwagon. Give me a fucking break. All of that shit is terrible. Toto, cloying and bad and overblown and operatic and in the worst ways. I just thanks for interacting, Rutherford. Love you, man. You guys are killing it today. I love it. There's only a few people on board listening to my bullshit. I am on the tube, and I let it go so long as the damn back. Yeah. Where's my gal Lucy? She probably didn't see me today, but Native Atheist is there. I love you, man. Thanks for showing up on the tubes. Yeah, I'm gonna keep starting them one at a time or two at a time here, to try to keep it in front of people because we will be back Tuesday to start working on a new podcast, and we're not really sure how or where it's going to be platformed. But we'll figure that. We'll figure that out. Yeah, Boston's fucking great, man. I was telling people last night they got we went out for dinner before Emo Phillips, and there's a boathouse restaurant on the Lake Michigan here, where they do a lot of fish dishes, and they have in-house clam chowder. It's not bad. It's homemade. It's good. But if you go to Boston, you can get that at any number of street vendors. There's chowder huts on the street in Boston, and it's the bomb. Bohemian is here. Yeah, my girl. What's going on? And Ember, where you been, man? Ember Firebright. You gotta stop by again, man. Do some shit. I've been really involved in the hands-off thing and fighting this fucking ridiculous lean towards authoritarianism that seems to be embraced by the undereducated public. Sweet. Thank you, Lucy. Love you guys. Missed you all last week. You wanted to, and I could have blown it off this week too, because like I said, my son's in town. It's Father's Day. It's like, damn, Alex isn't around because she's got Father's Day shit going on. I did. Hear me. I saw Emo Phillips last night here in Kenosha. You remember Emo? For $20, and this guy Tim, like a buddy of his that's also a comedian and nowhere near as well known, but he's a little old guy, like 72, 74. And Emo was like, he was funny. It was a good show. And I remember him from the day, but I don't really remember watching a lot of him or But when you just get to see him and he's doing the fidgeting with the clothes and he over enunciates all his T's. Then I started coming back. I remember this dude. He still has the Prince Valiant hair. He dyes it, right? But he fucking looked good. He's like 70. And it's unique. He's got a unique act. The shit that he started when he was young, nobody was really doing. He was a different talent, and I'm really happy we went. There's a comedy club here, like I was saying, in Kenosha, and um, there's a bunch of people who are well known who come, and it's in between Milwaukee and Chicago. So I guess if you're doing small clubs in either of those cities, it makes sense that you would, because this place is right here. You're killing a night. You're filling the house. If your name's Daryl Hammond or Chris Kattan, right? The people in this town of 100,000 people, right? They're going to remember Saturday Night Live, and they're going to come out and see. We had Victoria Jackson's coming, J.J. Walker. That dude's still going. He looks a wreck, but he's still going. He's still going strong. My guy Umayar, the Umayar's here. You shall not pass, you Balrog. Fly, you fools. But yeah, my guy, and if you can watch us on YouTube, we're trying to thank you for remembering that. Balrog, the YouTube is about to get an injection. I've been saying it for a long time, but it really is. We're Alex and I are texting all the time, making plans, and we're going to come up with a new podcast that's not really about atheism. It's more about bringing the purple together, bringing the middle together, to take back the country from the extremes on both sides. I'm a social progressive. I don't have any issue with what the social justice warriors on the woke side of things want. I don't. But I'm a guy with eyes and ears. I can see that the reason we have this fucking dumb Donald piece of living shit in the White House is because of the screeching woke left. Yes, you fucked us. You guys fucked us out of our chance to actually move forward with shit you would agree with. But you can't just tell people what to do. You can't scold a guy for being who he is. You're not going to get anywhere that way. And all it does is piss them off. And then they fucking fire fireballs over the other way. Communism, socialism, Christianity, eat it. Everywhere you fucking look, 10 Commandments in the schools, TV begging you to come back to church. I went to the farmer's market yesterday, and there's this old man who comes down there with a Trust Jesus sign, and he just stands on the inactive trolley tracks on a Sunday morning, so he doesn't have to pay the farmer's market fee to put a Christian booth up, and he just sits there like an imbecile with a Trust Jesus sign, and he waits for other old alcoholics to come up to him and fucking vibe with him. Like, yeah, man, Jesus, yeah. You know what? I said it out loud. I walked by and I'm like, I come down to the farmer's market on a gorgeous Saturday morning in late spring. It's the solstice day. It's fucking beautiful. There's no humidity. It's 75 degrees. All the beautiful people are out. The best boo. You can get art. You can get food. You can get crafts. It's a great farmer's market. And I got to go down there and see fucking church on the corner. So I said it out loud. I'm like, I come to the farmer's market to have a relaxing walk, and I got to see fucking church. I said it loud enough for 20 people to hear me. And one little lady who you never thought would want to hear the F word in public laughed. She laughed and nodded her head. And I know I'm not alone, even if you're a religious person. Do you want to go to this and see that? It's just tacky and offensive. But that's religion, folks. Tacky and offensive. That's all it's ever been, is tacky and offensive. Yeah, Biden should have run after Obama, and Bader should have retired. It's a fact. It's a fact. And Hillary, I don't really have an issue with Hillary, but she's just unlikable. She's unlikable. And looking back on it, I can see why Trump won and why he beat. I didn't think it was ever going to be able to happen. I really didn't. But she was just a sour old wrinklepuss. And then she insults them. They're stupid, but they're not that stupid where they don't know you're insulting them. Yeah, the people who vote for Trump largely do it because they think he's funny. They enjoy his fucking shit. Is it hot where you are? Where you at, Omar? I'm sure I've asked before. Where you at? Aren't you in New York? I can't remember. I can't keep it straight, my friend. Let me know where you're at. Omar. Yeah, it has been going back and forth in the hot storm. It's been cool here. It has not been hot. It was hot for a few days. Um, it turns out that adding a fan to dry heat is the difference between a conventional oven and a convection oven. That's true. So you feel like you're in a convection oven now, or are you in Arizona? Where are you at, Balrog? Thanks, Rutherford. Happy Father's Day. Have a great day. Same to you. Love you long time. Thanks for jumping on. My guy, Rutherford. Ralph Kegel. Love it. I wish my last name was Kegel. Invite Meg. Who's Meg? Oh, I didn't mean to invite you. I was trying to look at your profile picture. Wow. Didn't mean to invite you, Meg, but if you pick it up, I'll give you a shot. Natu. What's up, Natu? Yeah. Bader Ginsburg should have known better than that. That was brutal. Brutal. Thank you. Hope you're happy. ASI is coming. Who's ASI is coming? Oh, AI is God. So we've invented God. I guess you're probably right. Photolithography. Quoting the Bible. Dudes come out in the Bible, quoting the Bible. Yeah, Ezekiel. Really? Are the heavens going to part? And is a chariot drawn by a seven-eyed horse going to come out to trumpets? The imagery is so from the old world that the idea that that might happen, right, is flatly absurd, right? If Jesus came today, he'd show up in a Ferrari to a DJ horn. No chariots, no fiery wheels in the sky. Woo! Randy Fitz, happy solstice to you, man. Happy Father's Day, happy solstice. Happy birthday to me the other day. Oh man, it's just all going. 1974 Ford Pinto, Washington. What, dude? My parents had a 73 Ford Pinto. I'll never forget that car. My guy, one for you with the rainbow Punisher icon. Cool avatar, bro. Oh. Make sure you get out and vote, man. You need to scan this. You can register to vote. It's probably Wisconsin, though. Yeah, that's part of what we're doing. Honestly, I literally can't wait because one of two things is going to happen in the midterms. It's going to be a complete fucking slaughter fest, or they're going to like just start a civil war because Trump tries to interfere in the name of making sure there's no cheating. He'll be cheating, right? That's and he'll be scaring that asshole in Iowa, who's literally never been out of his county, never seen a person of color of any kind. And thinks gayness is some kind of weird perversion from hidden clubs in New York and doesn't exist on his block. Nice, June 20th. All right, I'm June 18th, my friend. My guy, solstice babies. It's just the best, isn't it? Let's hear one for the solstice babies. Yeah, you're right there. One of my buddies in school was born on the 21st. But in my mind, for any of those days right around there, you're essentially talking about that same thing. It's the longest days of the year, the highest the sun is going to be. It's just glorious. And after Randy Fitz, after Randy Fitz, after Randy Fitzpatrick, Patrick Fitz Randy. The 13th. That's my ex's birthday, June 13th. For Pam, one for you, Pam. Happy birthday. Gemini. It's the Gemini crew. Yeah, today. Another buddy of mine's on the 2nd. Emo Phillips goes, I use astrology to find women. And if they believe in it, then we're not compatible. Oh, Pam, you watched my live for 100 minutes. Yes. Light is created by men. It's in veneer. It's in veneer. Carries man corpus relevant adjacent. AI is the light. Diesel James, take your pills, but take your medicine, dude. It'll be okay. Scotty Schwartz, what's up? Thanks for the hearts, Pam. Love you so much. Oh, you got a little doggy on your bio. That's cute. That's cute. Let me see here. What you guys got going on? They screwed over Bernie. Bernie unelectable. He's too socialist. He is. The people aren't ready for that shit. They think we already don't have socialism. That's the thing. The undereducated tools in the country think we already aren't a social democracy. How'd you like to have to pick up your own garbage, buddy? How'd you like to have to pay for school? This is already socialism, right? It's just we haven't embraced it in the way that has made the European social utopias the fucking envy of the world and happiness. I was upstate New York for like that's what I thought. Yo, you're in Tucson now. Yeah. It's like 110, but it only feels like it's 80 in Tucson. I've been there. Tucson's cool, man. Tucson's a fun place. The Desert Museum, one of the favorite things I've ever done, and it's been 40 years since I was there, and I'll never forget that. And all we did was blow bongs to the. It was a college road trip, spring break, right? We just drove to see a buddy who lived in Phoenix, and his dad lived in Phoenix, his mom lived in Tucson, so we got to go there, go both places, and just Tucson, just the bomb. Tucson, I would love. I would love to live in Tucson for some time. I thought it was just so cool. Um, but what about um, you're in Tucson? What about Savannah Guthrie's mom, man? Did you do that? Is that you, Creepo? That's a sad story, right? I wonder what they ever going to figure out. What a heartbreak that is. It just finally went away from the news because a bitch is gone, and that's sad as fuck because I think I know what happened. She just died on him. I think it was too much for her. She wasn't really healthy, and I think she expired by mistake, and then they don't have anything to collect their ransom. So that's the way the whole thing looked to me, right? Like what the fuck, poor thing. They probably just buried her in the desert. You read your horoscope still? I never do that anymore. I used to do that, pick it up and read. It's funny to just see how big they are, right? Um, so what's that mean? August is what for you? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the zodiac. Not really in tune. Yeah, is this a formal debate? Although when you call people a name and they go ad hominem. Ad hominem is a debate rule. Well, this is not a debate. I said take your meds because I can't understand your fucking sentences, bro. You sound like you're ranting. And I'm all about a good rant, but make them so I can understand what you're getting at, man. Are you attacking? Are you arguing with me somehow? Are you're trying? It seems like you're trying to make points that might be funny. They might be that of an unhinged person, or they might just be quickly written. Um, but yeah, there's literally nothing in the Bible that anybody should ever send to a non-believer as proof of anything. It's silly. Whatever the Bible has written in it is essentially irrelevant. It's great history, but it's not prophecy. It's not truth. It's not the word of God. People think if the Bible was the word of God, wouldn't it have become immediately available in all languages at some point, in its form right now? Wouldn't that make more sense than it's largely unrelated scrolls that were discovered over time, piled together, abridged, edited, some removed, some added to for different purposes of different sects, right? And then finally and ultimately sort of decided upon more or less by a council of white men. So anybody you got to start there. Anybody who's coming at you with Christian dogma or religious dogma, telling you that they know that their text is the true and unalterable word of a God is just unhinged. That's brainwashing 101. That's indoctrination 101 because there's no logical mind could suffer that sort of stupidity. It simply can't be that. We know where it came from. There's a way more better case for other things, for even Momo, right? Touched in the head for sure, but at least he sat down and wrote it in a row and told everybody God was dictating it to his head, or excuse me, Gabriel was telling him God's will through his head. And if you read it, it's like, okay, buddy, then why is sometimes you're speaking like you were God, and sometimes it's pretty clearly you writing an essay about why you lost that battle when God's on your side. Yeah. But at least it's the book says it's right at the beginning. This is the word of God, and we know that he made it up all in a row. That's a much more believable story than the way that the Christian Bible was sort of shoved on top of the Torah and the rest of the Hebrew Bible, and then a second half kind of like crammed in there when it has nothing to do with the first half. But they're like, ooh, here, this. It's all this is how it. And now it's one mythological arc in the minds of uneducated tools in America. No, stereo. So this has got different tones. One's a little bit bigger. I was joyous to find this one. I had lost it. So, yes, two whistles, and a diesel horn. I hope you join my live. Mastanoi. Mastanoi. That's a great name, man. What is that? Greg. Danny, how you doing, man? Been a minute. Ariel, I see you. Where you been? That's my girl. Invite Di. Who's Di? Don't know. I love it. It just still cracks me up, the ad hominem thing. People think they're so clever. Ooh, straw man me much? This isn't a fucking debate. This is my live and I'm talking shit. Well, that's an ad hominem attack. Maybe if you made your point clearer. Whoo. Yeah, you want to get on? If I know people, I don't want to. It's bad. It's hard enough to like fill the air with words and not, to me, have dead air and boring fucking lives. And maybe people don't care that much about that, but I can't abide it. And every time I get a guest on it, I don't know. They're like, well, actually, but you're my guy, so I'll give you a minute, man. Don't be boring me.
Hey, Rob.
Taking me out. How you doing, bro?
Good. Hey, I worked at Intel here in California for about 30 years, and I got laid off back in November.
I'm sorry.
But that's all right. They gave me like a year and a half of severance package.
No, so badass.
I know. So I'd never been to a lot of the states, like Mount Rushmore, never been to Maine. So I threw a mattress on the back of my Ford Flex, the ugly square station wagon little car, and just drove across the country for the last 2 months.
Badass.
Yeah, it was sweet. And so I went through your state, I went through Minnesota, all the way up to Maine, Kentucky, all over the state. But I noticed something that I didn't know living in California my whole life, which was these big white crosses you see right in the middle of nowhere. You're just driving along, all of a sudden there's a huge white cross, and then you go a couple miles longer, and there's another big white cross. Did you know that there was this guy named Bernard Coffindaffer back in the 80s? Who was just a wealthy businessman, a big religious guy, who just decided to go out and try to spread as many crosses as he could. And so he would work with churches and just use his money to build these monstrosities all over the United States.
Wow. No, you did a deep dive on that, but I've been seeing those crosses my whole fucking life. They're not really in New England, but if you drive through these Midwest states, there's one on my way to North Carolina. It's like 100 feet tall.
Yeah. The Oklahoma had a ton of them. Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina. And so, all this guy did was use all of his money that he kind of stockpiled his whole life, and just went out and decided to put these huge crosses all over the place. And so, as I was driving across the country, I spent, about 10,000 miles of driving. I'd call my brother because it was a little bit boring, and I'd say, dude, do a Google search for me. Why are there so many of these huge crosses? Anyway, that was just kind of the stuff I found, but it was a really great trip.
That's great trivia, because I just assumed that people liked it and they saw one and they're like, we can do that. Right, but because I know the one in Maryland was the one that got national attention because they ruled that they had to leave it up, and then again, Christian privilege. But the funny thing is that like for every one of those, there's like the one on the way to I drive I-75 south of the Kentucky border into Tennessee, about 15 miles south. There's one of those crosses, and it literally throws a shadow. It's so close to like a warehouse-sized porn store. It's awesome. Every time I see it, I'm like, that's perfect. It's literally the huge. And what do you think is more cars, at the church or at the porn store?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that tidbit of information out there.
Bro, I'm really jealous. That's a fucking awesome thing you did. I've actually been to 45 states, I think. But to go to the last ones on a road trip would be absolute bucket list shit. That's just so
Yeah,
cool.
I'm up to 42. There's still 8 I haven't gotten to,
Yeah.
so I'm still thinking I'm gonna try to cross those off my list before I'm done here. So.
That's literally 40 more than most people ever see.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. So it's an education of its own, and you really get to know that. Like you've lived in California your whole life, you start to realize how Canadians see America, which is 50 little countries, because each state is so different in its character.
Yeah, the big thing I noticed was, so living in California, we got big mountains, right? We got the Sierra Nevadas, we got even the coastal mountains along, San Francisco and Napa and everything. And so I didn't realize how once you pass, Colorado's got Utah, all these big mountains, but once you get past that, I didn't realize how the East Coast, like the Appalachians, I thought it would be about the same as the mountains out in the West, and they're really not.
They're little. They're much older.
Average height's like more like 2,000 feet.
Yeah, the highest one's like 36 or 38. It's not.
Yeah, I think one was 6. There's one that's 6,000, but other than that, they mostly around 2,000.
Yeah, it's in North Carolina. It's Mount with an M. I cannot remember the name, but yeah, that's the tallest one.
The learning for me was, if you stay in one state your whole life, you kind of assume that everywhere is like that.
Yeah.
And so that when I said East Coast, I all my California friends, I tell them, like, what's the biggest difference? Like, everything is just flat. You're not used to not driving around and seeing snow-capped mountains around.
Right.
It's just
right.
So it's even driving up in Canada. I went a little bit through Canada. Same thing. It's just a lot of flat land over there.
Yeah,
so,
that was because I'm from New England. Did you drive through? I'm going to ask for Bohemian wants to know. Did you see the cross in southern Missouri? Did you go through Missouri?
I went went through St. Louis, but I didn't see the cross in southern Missouri.
Okay,
that one.
Well, you got that to look forward to.
I'll add that to my list.
So,
but there was some big ones in Oklahoma, and Indiana has had a big ones too. They're all over the place.
Yeah, Tennessee and Kentucky compete for them. It's brutal.
Yeah, and people are always talking about how the windmills are an eyesore. Those things are an eyesore.
God.
I don't need that.
You know what though? I'm not as offended by the giant crosses as I am by the every half a mile drunk driver dead cross. The roadside memorials irk me beyond belief. That never happened when we were kids because people weren't so fucking tacky.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's sacred ground. Yeah. No, it's not. It just makes me look at something, be depressed, potentially get in my own accident because I'm distracted driving. It's just so, and it's a maintenance hassle for the people who work for the state, have to mow the highway. It's just disgusting. But no one will take them down because, well, you feel bad, But
the other thing that's a bit of an annoyance is just the pure number of churches anywhere in the red states, right? So when I was in Indiana, I was going along the main freeway there, and I saw this sign for some, underground caves. You go listen. I was in the mood, so I went to some caves, and it was about a 20-minute drive off the main highway. And I counted 13 churches in that 20-minute drive, 13, just to get to the cave system.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind. You don't see that in California.
No,
you see number of churches, but not like that.
No.
The red states is just unbelievable how many churches there are.
And at least most of those churches are little poor community churches. They're not really part of the problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're just the people are sad. They want to go to church. And there's a preacher who doesn't make any money, and the fucking place is falling apart. They're not a political force. They're just a fucking place where people want to go on Sunday, and I don't really have much of an issue with those places. It's pathetic in its way.
You got a good point.
Yes, so it's the mega churches and the bullshit, and then feeding people misinformation and lying to people, and the hypocrisy and that's where
Joel Osteen.
And all
when people are in flooding situations or whatever. Yeah.
So tell me, what did you think of Maine?
Oh, I loved it. I went and had a lobster dinner in what was the town? Right when you cross over from New Hampshire there.
Portland's the first one, but Saco and Kennebunkport, Kennebec. Well,
I think it might have been Kennebunkport.
Yeah, that's where Bush is from. That's where George W. or H.W. and all his family were from.
Yeah. So I went to a kind of a little restaurant sits right on it had a 2-story, so upstairs, and I could just look over the Atlantic and had lobster. It was
and you had cheaper lobster than you've ever paid for it, right? Because
it was great. Yeah, it was $30 for this huge lobster. I couldn't believe it.
When I was a kid, it was $2.50 a pound.
Oh man.
Yeah, we would go up there because they call it vacation land. Because if you're from New England, that's where you went, right? And we would every year. We'd go up from Connecticut. We'd go to Ocean Beach. We'd go to Portland. Go to Bar Harbor. And just that would be our vacation. And it always blew my mind because lobster in Connecticut was a lot more money. But if you go to Maine, especially in season, oh my God, they're giving them away. Back in the day, it was. Maine is great.
I love the accent up there. So one of the things that was interesting that I found is I'm a thrift store kind of a guy.
Love it.
So I always made it a point to go to thrift stores everywhere because I get to hear the way real people talk and just have, get into conversations with folks about things. And the people in Maine, man, their accent is just, they're just the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely right. Yeah. You're from Maine. They really do talk like that, don't they? Yeah. Would you like another tonic? Yeah.
It was The Murder She Wrote. The sheriff, Tom Bosley.
Yeah. Here in Crabapple Cove.
Exactly. You got it.
I love Maine.
Just want to jump in and kind of tell you about my little trip.
I appreciate you. Well, Umayar says that he's seen little churches that look like the crappy little pole barns, but they have a giant cross that doesn't look like they should be able to afford. But you just explained maybe how they got that cross.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, I did a little research on it. This guy basically reached out, and I think it was a matching thing. He'd match what they would put into it, and some of them even got into competition with each other. So once they knew he had the money to back them, and some of them would just be like, "You got that big of a cross? Let me go ahead and build one twice as big as yours."
That's cool, man. Yeah,
4 or 5 stories tall.
And the great irony is one day that cross will fall over and crush the church, like it always happens, right? Like how many people have been killed by crosses falling off of churches trying to fix them? It always cracks me up. It's like, God,
exactly.
If God can't protect you when you're doing that, doesn't that give you a little pause, give you a little chink in the faith there? But thanks for jumping on, man. I appreciate you.
Great point. All right, take care, Rob.
Yeah, take it easy. Happy Father's Day, bro.
Bye. Thank you too.
Yep. My dude. Disconnect. Yeah, there. Okay, I got him. Look at that. I'm a little bit old on these buttons. I'm not sure what to push. But thanks for hanging in, you guys. Orinoco is with us if he's not gone already. But yeah, appreciate you for being here. Happy Father's Day too. It does. Yeah, it fluctuates in the off season. When it's in September when they're really breeding and they're coming through. They're a lot cheaper. It always was like that in the past. I feel like a lobster dinner at the Red Lobster up the road here is probably more than $50. I don't know. I don't overpay for it. I don't love lobster so much that I'm going to overpay for it, But that's up. Krampus is with us, my guy. Oh, he loves Hallmark holidays. We just talked about that. I don't. Krampus, our guy. Woo. Hazel Cleland. What's up, Hazel? It's 11. All right. I've been on for just about an hour, I think, already. I'm going to still stay on for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to go blow and get back with my people for Father's Day. You guys got picnics? You got plans? You guys having a lot of fun on Father's Day? Are you fathers? Uh-oh. I froze. Look at that. So if you're my father, or if I do it on Mother's Day, right? If you're on Mother's Day, you take care of your mother and you take care of the mother of your children, right? But I have a daughter who has children and gets mad if I don't treat her on Mother's Day. And like, she's not my mother or the mother of my children. I'm not really sure why it's on me. That is a bit of a disconnect there. But I don't know. Nice, Randy. Storms in Illinois, is there? Okay. It's a little bit hazy here. I didn't really look at the weather. I'm not sure it's supposed to rain here, but maybe. The weather's been gorgeous the last few days. I mean, 73, 74, no humidity. We were on the lake last night. A friend of mine's an ex-writer for TV, and she lives on the lake here in Kenosha in a gorgeous house. And God, we just sat under the stars watching satellites go over and having a whiskey and woken a little schmeed and having a good time. So yeah, after the comedy club and Emo Phillips, we hung out at at a lakeshore property here in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. That was nice. Okay, your daughter's in Texas and your extended family's in New York. Wife and I, there you go. You know, have a nice nice evening with the wife, my friend. Eat a little dinner, drink a little wine, make a little love, or whatever you like to do, my friend. It's our guy, the Balrog. All right, 11:05. Thanks for joining me this morning. Just wanted to keep my fresh face in your minds, my face fresh in your mind. Face not so fresh anymore, is it? Fresh face. That's for the girls who are young and not old and wrinkly like me. But appreciate all you guys so much. I will get back to making videos. I made a video, got like 800 views. I'm like so disappointed in the videos. And then I can look at my comment, people are like, make more videos. We missed you. I'm like, yeah, make a video, no one fucking sees it because Trump's in the back room with his button. Just anytime anybody says anything against Dumb Donald, they get silenced. Said something against Dumb Donald, silenced. Doesn't like Dumb Donald, you're going to be a victim of the revenge. He's the revenge president, my friend. Better look out for that guy. He's never been wrong in his life. Can't apologize for anything. Can't even manage a fucking water feature. Old Dumb Donald, my friends. Remember, get out and vote, please. Even if I don't care if you vote for who you think, just do it. Just get out and vote. Cereal. Give you a toot before. Yeah, it's on TikTok. Yeah, the last one. I because they were doing a news story on CNN about the fuck up at the National Mall. It's just ridiculous. I've seen people dumping a gallon. Have you seen the National Mall? It's filled with river water from the Potomac. It's like a half a fucking mile long, and they're dumping 1 gallon buckets at a time of hydrogen peroxide, trying to get fucking the algae bloom gone. Right? That's what you put in there. And it's but oh my god, dude. What a loser. President incompetency. President. Yeah, let's come up with a nickname for him, right? Besides Dumb Donald, he's the great fabricator. Right? That's what I like to call him. He literally, and it's just not him who's incompetent. He hires incompetent people because they're the only ones who won't tell him no. We're literally, it's idiocracy. We're living in stupid land. You just deal with Iran, man. Oh my fucking god. We got toasted, right? Now Iran knows that all they have to do is fucking fuck with the Straits, and they can control the world economy, my friends. Thank you very much. But let's lean into oil. Pump, baby, drill, baby, drill. You're like a fucking Dumb Donald's like, why doesn't Europe want to help open the Straits? Because they were open until you fucked it up. It's not their thing. Saying ad hominem is ad hominem. Saying ad hominem is just like me. To me, it says, I'm a guy who thinks he's smart. And I know when I argue with people, if they call me a name, I can say they're an ad hominem debater. Yeah. Go back and join a debate club if you want the rules of a debate. It's my show. If you say something stupid, I'm going to make fun of you. You didn't say something stupid because you're stupid. You said something stupid because it is stupid. Like this, there's ad hominem. Okay. I'm not blaming your argument on your stupidity. I'm just calling you stupid because you're stupid. Your argument's wrong because of reasons, or it's right because of luck. No one does more corruption bigly than me. Yeah, that's the thing. Pointing at you, corrupt, revenge. Hey. Everything he says to blame other people is actually a projection of what he's doing. Yeah, the paint's already peeling on that pool. It's almost if it wasn't so dangerous, I'd really be amused by watching this monkey do his thing. It's the stupidest guy. He's got rid of all the women now. They're all gone somehow, right? Even though they're all pieces of shit too. Nobody cares. But he's replaced them with only Bobos left. The Bobos who won't say no to him, who'll be like, okay, that guy didn't manage to fool the courts with my unsustainable lawsuit. So now you get to try to do it. And if you don't do it either, I'm going to fire you. And he's running out of people who would just be that loyal to him. It's really obvious. You know, he's running out of people who he knows won't say no to him. And that's all he wants. Remember the little alien? Cereal. What are you talking about? Yeah, no one's pushing back against him because the politicians they don't want to lose their spot, right? Because if they Trump still owns the populace. He still owns the idiots in America, the undereducated masses, the unwashed, creepy fucking country bumpkins, Trumpkins, country Trumpkins that keep him in office. Are the only ones that support what he does. So that's all he's got is to double down on things that'll make them happy. Something about the heart or something caused Vader. Was the only one who found love. I don't Syria. What you on about, buddy? Yeah, science is losing, isn't it, Krampus? Yeah. History and science are losing right now. We're in the middle of a revisionist history moment where really they've succeeded in undereducating a sector of the public so poorly that they can simply tell them things that they have no critical thinking skills to rely upon in order to question that assertion that has no basis in reality. There's no critical thinking skills taught in schools, and it will be the downfall of America. When you see China playing the long game and educating its kids to science, they're going to be in a place to compete with the world. Whereas American kids are monkeys; they're just dumb, Unless and I'm encouraged all the time because I do meet people who had good parents who made sure that they paid attention in school or sent them to a school where that was going to happen naturally, or showed them through their own genius and the way that they righteously live that there's a different way to learn. I'm happy enough, despite Joni's comments, to say that my young man is one of those. He's an amazing kid, and all my kids are. And they're so good that I have trouble taking credit for it because they're better than me as human beings. Yes, I think about that all the waiting pool in Forrest Gump. I think about that all the time when they show that. And I've been there. I was the Reason Rally. I was there at the Lincoln Memorial, looking out across that mall at the not yet cross, which they'd like to turn the Washington Memorial into. Remember Handmaid's Tale, where they just turned that into a cross. Yeah, I've been there, been on that stage, looking out over right where they filmed Forrest Gump doing that. But yeah, I always think about that scene, Lucy. That's hysterical. You need rebellious kids, which reject the old ways of thinking. Oh, my kids are rebellious, but they get that from me. The temple guards were too weak. The temple guards were dumb because they did that too easy. Yeah, but we all know every NASCAR driver. Two to me. I feel like that's a shout out to Toot. If your name is Toot-a-me. Toot on me. All right, guys. Love you. I'm gonna blast off. One more for Lucy. Gonna give you a big one, Lucy, to say goodbye on. Love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I'll see you. I don't know when. We're gonna work on Tuesday. I don't know if there'll be anything posted after that. We're gonna start doing a podcast that we can then post to the podcast platform. Love you a long time. See you next week, if not before. And happy Father's Day, man. Take care, everybody. Bye now. You got it, Lou. See you later.
The Deeps do not want you, I, others to acknowledge. It made me think a lot about